Okay.
I would like to call this village board meeting of Thursday, May 2nd, 2024 to order. Will Clerk Schmidt please take the roll?
Mayor Coker.
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt.
Here.
Trustee Siddiqui.
Here.
Trustee Light.
Here.
Trustee Meritato.
Here.
Trustee Pojek.
Here.
Trustee Schroeder.
Here.
Please stand and join me in saying Pledge of Allegiance. I
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In honor of National Day of Praise, we will have an opening prayer for Glendale Heights Police Department. Deacon Lindsay Parsons, Deacon Parsons, please.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help all involved to engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to go closer as a group and nurture the bonds of community. Come fully into our situation, both as a group and individually, and sort out the muddled feelings and distorted thoughts that plague us. Cover us with a blanket of honesty and patience that is your divine guidance. Struggling for solutions amidst differing personalities can seem impossible. Thankfully, we are not expected to be perfect. Thankfully, we're told in the Bible that we will all fall short. And as we sit here today, help us to release the impasse of blame in exchange for accord. Help us to endure disagreement and strife with godly courage and love. Grant us peace in knowing that we are pursuing your purpose for our lives. Fill us with your grace, Lord, as we make decisions that will affect the residents and friends of Glendale Heights. And can continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you, and for the service of our residents. We ask these things in your name. Amen. Thank you.
Thanks. We now move on to petitions and communications. Trustee Schmidt, please.
On Monday, May 27th, Memorial Day, at 11 a.m. at Veterans Memorial Park, we will honor the memory of the brave men and women who died while serving our country. The Glendale Heights VFW Post 2377 will conduct a fallen warrior ceremony followed by a wreath-laying ceremony. This includes a flag and color guard presentation, rifle salute, and patriotic announcement. If you would like to help by volunteering to help plant American flags on Thursday, May 23rd, from 1 o'clock p.m. to 5 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Park, please visit the village website at www.glendaleheights.org. Each flag represents a fallen soldier from Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom Afghanistan. For more information, please call Jessica at 630-260-6060. Please note, in observance of Memorial Day, village offices will be closed on Monday, May 27th. Thank you.
Trustee Siddiqui.
Join us at Veterans Memorial every Thursday for Glendale Heights Seasonal Market. Shop for food, produce, crafts, and more from locally sourced vendors. The market runs from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you would like to be a vendor or for more information, please contact Tanya Mako at 630-909-5459. Did you know Republic Services offers free electronics recycling available for all Glendale Heights residents? On the second regularly scheduled collection day of each month, Republican Services will collect electronic recyclables with your regular garbage and recycling collection. In order to have an item collected, you will need to contact Republic services at least 24 hours in advance. Your electronic item should be kept separate from other waste for curbside pickup. For a complete list of acceptable items, please contact Republic Services at 847-981-0091.
Trustee Light.
National Police Week begins Sunday, May 12th, and runs through Saturday, May 18th. To commemorate this week, the Glendale Heights Police Department will be handing out blue ribbons for residents to put on their vehicles as a symbol of respect for those who have laid down their lives in line of duty, and to show support for law enforcement officers protecting our streets. May 15th is National Peace Officers Memorial Day. We hope you will fly the blue ribbons on that day as we honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice while serving their communities. The blue ribbons are available at the police department. For more information, please contact the Glendale Heights Police Department non-emergency number at 630-260-6070. I'll take two, George.
Clerk Schmidt, please.
Join the Village of Glendale Heights team. We are now hiring for a variety of seasonal, part-time, and full-time positions in various departments throughout the village. Gain valuable experience and make friends that will last a lifetime working for the Village of Glendale Heights. For more information, please visit www.glendaleheights.org. And that's the end of that one. Join the Village of Glendale Heights and the University of Chicago Medicine Advent Health for a free medical clinic on Saturday, June 8th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Sports Hub. This clinic is free and open to the public to help those who cannot afford healthcare insurance. Families and children are welcome. Services include dental exams, diabetes and nutrition education, eye exams, lab screenings, primary care, and much more. For more information or to pre-register, please visit www.glendaleheights.org.
Trustee Marita Topi.
Summer is just around the corner, and the GH20 Aquatic Center will be opening Memorial Day weekend on May 25th. Purchase your pool pass now through end of May for discounted rates. Benefits to becoming a member includes priority entrance at 11:30 a.m. and discounts on swim lessons, swim team registrations, pool rentals, and more. For more information, contact the Sports Hub at 630-260-6060. The next coffee and chat with the village president and the board will be this Saturday, May 4th, at the Linda Jackson Center for Senior Citizens from 10 a.m. to noon. If you are unable to attend and have any comments, suggestions, or questions for the village board or president, please call the village president's office anytime at 630-909-5302 or contact your district trustee. Thank you.
Trustee Pojek, please.
During the remainder of May, parking restrictions will be in effect from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. due to street sweeping. Color-coded no parking signs are posted in 4 different zones throughout the village. Street parking is not allowed on Monday in the red zone, Tuesday for the blue zone, Wednesday for the green zone, and Friday for the brown zone. To find out your zone, visit the village website. For any questions on the street sweeping program, please contact Public Works at 630-260-6040.
Trustee Schroeder, please.
New village vehicle stickers are now available to purchase. The new vehicle sticker must be displayed by 12 a.m. on July the 1st, 2024, on the lower right-hand corner of the windshield. Passenger vehicle stickers are now $15. Motorcycle tags are $12, recreation vehicle stickers are $18, and trucks with B plates are $25. There is an additional price schedule for trucks based on their individual weight. The village is now offering a new Forever Vehicle stickers for senior citizens age 62 or better. One free Forever Vehicle sticker is issued per qualifying household. For more information regarding village stickers, please call 630-260-6000. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now it's my turn. Join me for the annual Move with the Mayor program. We will be going on a bike tour around the village of Glendale Heights and visiting 6 different parks included in the Hug a Tree program. The bike ride will start at Nazos Park on Friday, May 17 at 5 p.m. We will then make our way to Canberra Park, stopping at some of our beloved parks and enjoying some of the many huggable trees included in the Hug a Tree program. This event is a great way to connect with our neighbors, exercise with your family, and learn about the various trees right here in Glendale Heights. For more information, please call Jessica at 630-260-6060. Now, you have the public discussion of agenda items.
No.
We need
No.
proclamation.
Proclamation and
Right. Oh, I have, I'm sorry, it's my fault, sorry. Okay, number 2. A proclamation to proclaim the month of May as Jewish Heritage Month. Number 3, a proclamation to proclaim the month of May as Motorcycle Awareness Month. Number 4, a proclamation to proclaim the month of May as Building Safety Month. 5, a proclamation to proclaim the month of May as Mental Health Awareness Month. 6, a proclamation to proclaim May 2nd, 2024 as National Day of Prayer. 7, a proclamation to proclaim the week of May 5 to 11, 2024 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Number 8, a proclamation to proclaim the week of May 12 to 18, 2024 as Days of Remembrance. Number 9, a proclamation to proclaim the week of May 12 to 18, 2024 as National Police Week. If there are no objections, I will sign these proclamations. Any objection, any?
Go ahead.
Next, number 10, GHYBS, Glendale Heights Young Baseball updates. Mr. Keith.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We presented a couple months back on our changes to the GHYBS program and our offering of My First T-Ball and T-Ball as free programs this year to try and boost our enrollment and get baseball back running up. And a lot of that is due to the fact that Beverly Pappas gave us a donation to help make that happen. I'm happy to report back that that the program currently has 176 participants in it, which is up significantly from last year. We also have 16 teams at different levels, 10 of which are the My First T-Ball and the T-Ball program. One of the big things that GHYBS does every year is have some sort of event day that we focus on the players and all the teams coming together for an event. And so Eric is here today to give a brief presentation on GHYBS Game Day, which takes place this Saturday.
Alrighty, hello everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Eric Sloan. I'm the new rec supervisor for the Sports Hub. I oversee the GHYBS program. As Keith kind of mentioned, we're having a GHYBS game day event this Saturday at Ruskin Park, Saturday, May 4th. This event will take place from 8:30 to 8 o'clock at night. We'll have free donuts, hot chocolate, and coffee in the morning, followed by face painting throughout the day. We'll have sign making by the DUCAP organization, free hot dog and chips to all the players, parents, and coaches, and we'll be selling peanuts for $1 that goes back to the program itself. This is the list of the game schedule that we'll have that day. We'll have instructional baseball, the T-ball programs, my first T-ball and T-ball for 3 to 6 year olds that was generously donated by Bev. And then we'll have major softball and major baseball at night. So that's the list of schedule throughout the whole day, starting at 9, going all the way to 6. And these are just a few pictures of previous events that we held in the past.
So which, Ruskin Park, okay.
Ruskin Park, yes. All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And just so everybody is aware, we will be doing presentations before each game with the national anthem and first pitch being thrown out. So please make sure you stop by and check out our games. Thanks.
Next is a public discussion of agenda item only from public. Anybody? None. So, okay, go ahead.
Hi there, my name is Sean Rowe. I was here just a couple days ago, as some of you might recall, but here to speak specifically about the resolution affirming the Village of Glendale Heights' commitment to diversity and in support of peace. Specifically, I want to speak in favor of the language of one of these two resolutions. For those who have looked at the agenda, they are quite similar. However, one has been brought forward, I believe, by a member of the board, and it was brought forward in order to address specific concerns brought by the community. These are specifically in regards to requesting the inclusion of an indefinite cessation of hostilities in Gaza. The inclusion of acknowledges that the United States financially supports towards crisis in occupied Palestine, funded in part by federal tax monies of the residents of Glendale Heights, have adversely impacted the residents' moral and well-being as industrious citizens, which I believe that myself and many of the other constituents here can speak to. It has greatly impacted both my ability to do work as well as my mental well-being. Moving on, it also includes language vehemently opposing anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and terrorism in all of its forms. I think that if read closely, we'll find that this language is not prescriptive. It does not have any teeth to it, I suppose I could say. That is not as a slight to the wonderful people that put this together. They worked very hard to put this together. But it is to say that this is not asking the village to do anything merely that besides show a will of good faith to a large number of constituents who have regularly showed their willingness to be engaged. I fear that to not go through with this would be to risk alienating a large portion of constituents who have proven, like I said, that they're willing to be here, they're willing to speak with you, and they want to engage. Thank you.
No. Please state your name and address.
I'm Feroz Ahmed. I'm a longtime Republican and a resident of this village. I came here to kind of request and get the members of the board here to view the atrocities that are happening in Gaza. There are thousands and thousands of pounds of bombs that are being thrown at civilians, at our tax dollars, killing children. Granted that atrocities were initiated by an act of violence by a group of people called Hamas. We are not in support of it. But the atrocities, when they are committed by a few, does not require a mass killing of about 20,000 children, 30,000 civilians, at using my taxpayer money and using it against a population that is not even contributed to the violence. I am requesting the humane and the soft hearts of the wonderful people in the board that is sitting in front of me, who are wonderful people. Each one of them I know myself personally. Please use your compassion to vote in support of ceasefire now, such that we can stop killing civilians. We will get the resolution of the bad things that are happening out there by a lot of people, but let's stop the civilians killing by ceasefire now resolution. So I request each one of you to please vote for ceasefire now. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Sanam Singh Mago. I almost tripped over somebody, sorry. But I have family in Glendale Heights. I'm from Wayne, but I spent all my weekends here. You guys have heard me many times. I just came from Lombard, and Lombard happens to be a city that actually has Palestinian Americans that were taken by the IDF. And so I was trying to talk to them about how it's definitely a local issue, and they're trying to tell me how it's not a local issue, and it's Palestinian Americans that were impacted by it. So, you know, you guys have heard all of us speak on this. I'm pretty sure that you guys understand. We're talking about peace. I told you guys last meeting about when I was 5 years old and a kid knocked my turban off my head and my hair fell to the ground. And what I talked about is unity through education. And that's what we're talking about here as well. If you don't think that people in this community aren't impacted by leaving this as a hanging chad and just kicking the can down the road, or that we're gonna forget, that's not the case. And like our kids, they are bullied by this. If you leave this be, then you leave this as a situation that we're all like kind of divided on. When you talk about the language, and it is very inclusive, it is not divisionary, it calls for peace. It really does signal to the community that hatred is not allowed. Anti-Semitism and Islamophobia are both wrong. And my community is not even Muslim or Jewish, and we're also impacted by anti-Semitism and Islamophobia whenever it happens. So your constituents are impacted by this. Please choose peace, and education through unity is super important. We need it. And I think that also, just like my Israeli colleagues, they keep on saying that we want to talk about homeless people here. Yes, we do. That's why we care. We care because our tax dollars are going over there, and we care because our children are picked on in schools, and it matters to us. So please take this you know, you can call, I respect your free speech, and I respect that you guys can come up here and talk. And I don't agree with everything that you have to say, but please show us respect. I'll show you respect. We gotta give you donuts. I mean, come on, we're trying to like do inroads. Okay, so like this is what I'm talking about. We're asking for peace, and we're being mocked for it. Our kids are also being mocked in schools for it. All we're doing is we're asking for peace, where we have other people that are being immature adults that are being big children. So please, like, recognize Ruby Bridges, when she broke the color barrier and desegregated schools. Remember the white people that were spitting at the 6-year-old girl that simply was trying to go to school? Like, think about how that looks. Please, think about our children, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mayor, excuse me. Are we allowing the 3-minute time rule? Because we got okay.
Can I request the people in the audience to be quiet, please, because they are being very...
No, I will take care about that. Yes, please.
Good evening. My name is Keith Larson, and I'm here tonight to urge you to pass a resolution calling for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. This is based on a foreign issue, but it is also very much local. I think we have all seen how important of an issue this is to this community. I've used my First Amendment right and spoken alongside people of all walks of life in this room advocating for peace, love, and humanity. I have taken part in peaceful protests, also protected by the First Amendment, here in Glendale Heights and other places in and around Chicago. I've witnessed college students across the nation protesting just as students protested during the Vietnam War with similar violent responses from counter-protesters and police that we saw decades ago. I think some people are surprised or are in denial at the overwhelming popularity of the anti-Zionist movement among citizens of this country and the world. But the polls do not lie, and they reflect the reality that we see in the streets and in city councils across the nation, with over 2/3 of Americans in support of a permanent ceasefire. I'm one of many anti-Zionist Jews, and our numbers are growing. I know that apartheid, ethno-nationalism, and genocide are not Jewish values. I know that never again means never again for anyone, and that never again means nothing if we aren't allowed to compare any genocide to the Holocaust until it gets as bloody as the Holocaust did. I'm an American, and I know that Israel's economy is propped up by US funding and investment from US businesses. I know that the Israeli economy is experiencing great strain due to the scale of this genocide, even with US funding. I know that the supposedly democratic US government ignores the pleas of its people in favor of the country's imperialist interests in keeping Israel as our most powerful proxy in the Middle East. I'm also a human being, and I know that our foundation is community and cooperation. We can neither survive nor thrive by destroying our neighbors. We all benefit from loving our neighbors. This is a fundamental value in every religion and culture that I know of. We cannot lose sight of our common human values because of small manufactured differences created by powerful people who have a personal interest in inciting conflict and division. This is why we support passing a resolution calling for peace, and this is why you must support it too, as the rest of the government has failed to represent its people. It is clear that there are many more of us in support of this than in opposition. Please stand with your community and pass a resolution calling for a permanent ceasefire, and until it passes, we will certainly continue coming back to advocate for peace. Viva Palestina, Am Palestine Chai, Free Palestine.
Hi, I'm Esther Wilk, and I live at 1611 Ardmore, and I thought we rejected this what they want, you know, this whatever is happening that they want, the resolution. But this is a village. We're talking about village things. I want to tell you that there's a light at 1615 on Ardmore Avenue that's not very bright. We'd really like to have it changed. Thank you.
Got that, Jeff?
Good evening, Mayor, Council members. The fact that we are here speaking...
Your name and...
Sorry, my name is Miriam Mothman. The fact that we are here, many of us, speaking about one particular issue that to us is literally a matter of life and death should be respected. We are not preventing anyone who is a resident of Glendale Heights from speaking about other issues that concern them. So to say that, you know, we're taking up their time or they can't speak about what pertains to their issues is a fallacy. I am a Palestinian American. I cannot sleep at night. I cannot eat. I am traumatized. I cannot think. These are my family members that are being slaughtered. These are my children, basically, that are being starved. And we are coming to you to tell you that as residents, as neighbors, that we as law-abiding American citizens who pay our taxes, who adhere to our laws, we have the same rights as every other American here. We are not different. We are not separate. We are advocating for something that everyone should be advocating for. Since when has calling for peace, a ceasefire, since when has that been a radical idea, a dirty word? Let's be courageous. Let's call it for what it is. What is happening in Gaza is nothing short of a plausible genocide. Let's be courageous and face the truth. Let's not sugarcoat. Let's not try to pass over. If you are a human being, you must know. You see it on your phones, in the newspapers. It is impacting us here locally. The fact that we are residents here and have our family members being killed and slaughtered makes it local, makes it important to us and to our representatives. So we are speaking to you to stand with us, to represent us. Thank you.
Honor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Your Honor.
Your name, please state your
My
name.
name is Faiz Khozandar.
And address?
And I live in Huffman State.
Okay.
And I just want to emphasize the point that what's happening overseas is not impacting the business of the village or why these residents here to express how they feel about it. If you claim that what's happening is not affecting or impacting the residents here, you are mistaken. We, as residents, we are part of you. We complement each other. We pay you taxes. You do services. If you don't fix the streets or fix the street light, then we may vote you out of office, or we may leave to other vicinity or other suburbs. So we coexist in peace. You provide for us the median, the peaceful median, so we can live and enjoy our life and pay you your salary. If not, then we vote you out of office. The second point is that you now see and observe that the college kids and universities revolting because our federal government in the wrong side of history. Everybody knows that, and you know it. What's going on in Gaza Strip and in the Middle East is genocide. Not only genocide, it's a Holocaust. And remember, who are committing this genocide? The descendant of the Nazi Germany. They claim that there was a genocide in World War II, but now they're committing more than the Holocaust they experienced their grandfather, grandmother. So please, be on the side of humanity. Be on the side of history. Go to the root of your humanity and say it. Stop genocide now and pass this resolution. Thank you very much for listening.
Next, please.
Ed Pope, Wayne Avenue. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention, sorry.
I want to ask a question about new business item number 2. I was going to actually talk to one of you guys tonight about it anyway, and it's actually on here. Do we put this out to bid? I was talking to a local music vendor, and he asked how we pick our, the bands and stuff, and he wanted to know if he could bid on doing that. And he's a big local music guy, and they own the Arcada Theater, and they want to know, how can they get involved, or do we just, I know that this Ron's been doing it for a long time, but are you going to put it out to bid, or why doesn't it go out to bid?
I can take that. It did not go out for bid. We have a long-standing relationship with this group who has put on our events for many years. And at this point, we just didn't choose to do that.
Could they submit something to you for, next year, since obviously this is for this year?
Sure.
All right, I'll let them know. Thanks.
Welcome. Next. Ma'am, she's the first one. The lady with veil, she's the first one. Second, you are second, yes.
Assalamualaikum.
Please state your name and address.
Yes. Hi, my name is Miaolin. I have lived in Glendale Heights for 15 years. I have 6 kids, alhamdulillah. I must thank all the board members and the police department of Glendale Heights for making this place a safe and healthy place for our kids to grow. From the elementary schools to library, from the street cleaning to the peaceful daily lives. Glendale Heights is the city my kids are very proud of. And they do not want to leave this place every time when we mention moving to a warmer state. I remember the DARE program that our police department told our kids that bullying is wrong. And they must stand up for themselves and stand up for others. To say no to drug, gangsters, and violence. What we see in Gaza is clearly shown our kids that Israel is the biggest oppressor in the world. I believe our board members have clear conscience that can tell right from wrong. You can tell my kids who's writing here right now, who's standing here right now, that killing innocent life is wrong. You can tell my kids that bombing home, hospitals, and schools is wrong. You can tell my kids that taking water and food supplies away from Palestinians is wrong. You can tell my kids that you have tried to convince our government to stop sending money and weapons to arm the oppressor. Please call for ceasefires and make Glendale Heights a city of heroes. Thank you.
Marietta Britt, Glendale Heights. I've lived in Glendale Heights since 1977. I find that as we've been talking about all of what's going on in Gaza and Israel, we keep forgetting that there was a lot of people dying around the world. But one thing I want to let you all know, you're talking, the lady that spoke about her children.
Ma'am, speak in the mic.
I'm trying to, but I want to address her directly. As an African American child.
Ma'am, you address board, not.
Well, what I want her to understand that my heart goes out to her. I experience racism. We all experience racism. It is not just Palestinians. It is not just those from South Asia. It's about, we all need to be treated fairly. And the thing I struggle with is that rather than just calling out what we need to do for one particular group of people, we all need to be able to live together peacefully. And that is what I want. The people that are sitting in the middle here, the Glendale Heights residents, those of us who live in Glendale Heights, we just want our village board to do what we put you in office to do. That's all we're asking. And so we have a lot of people coming from outside of Glendale Heights insisting that you do what they want you to do. But we as village residents want you to do what we voted to put you in office, what we want you to do. We don't want war. We want peace too. But we also want to be respected. And so I am just putting it to my board, and I hear someone talking behind me. I just want the board to know that we are asking you just to do the bidding and what needs to be done within the village. I definitely support the people that are being killed in Palestine, but as I read last meeting, I also support those people who died in Israel, and I understand that there were people booing behind me. My words are my words and my words only. And so my heart goes out to everyone who is suffering. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Najeze. You guys know me. I wasn't going to talk because actually after the last board meeting, I kind of felt from the board a little pushbacky and discriminated against. But I just kind of felt the need to speak because I am a Glendale Heights resident, and speaking of, singling out a specific group of people, right now our government is trying to pass a bill that would answer a group called the Holocaust Remembrance Alliance because they feel threatened by students throughout the country that are literally voicing they're utilizing their First Amendment right. And they are just doing what they feel is correct, and our government is singling out a specific group to stand up for and say, you know what, you have the right for us as a government to represent only you. And I don't think that's really fair, because if they're doing it for the Jewish Americans, they should do it for all of us, just like you guys want, to include everyone. And for those who are opposed to this, I ask you why? Why are you opposed to something that we here, residents of Glendale Heights, feel we need validation from them to just be like, we understand you're going through something. We understand you're struggling and your day-to-day activity is limiting your ability to be the best person you can possibly be. Because I sit there holding my 3-year-old daughter crying because all the images that flash into my head are women that are holding their babies but in a wrapped up white cloth. I can't take my children outside without feeling guilty because they're safe. And all I'm asking for you guys is to be like, you know what, we understand. Don't take a position. Don't take a position on pro ceasefire or not, but just take a position standing with us and with all of us, and just be like, okay, I understand what you're going through, and that's all we need is just your understanding and support, so we feel for once that we have leadership. We have people that stand next to us, that we're proud to call you guys our trustees, our mayors. That's all I'm asking you to do. And to single us out as us people, it's not fair. Because there's people who are Sikh, there's Jewish, Christian, all atheists, you can name them. It's not just me. So please, just stand with us. Just say it, we got your back. We understand what you're going through. We will support you mentally and keep you safe here in Glendale Heights. That's all I'm asking you. And that's what we're asking for.
Ma'am, your time is over. Please state your name and address.
Hi, Farzine Haranai, lifelong resident of Illinois, just here and there in Illinois, not currently Glendale Heights. But what I want to ask you is, when did the death of children become so insignificant to our society? If photos of children being starved and bombed don't affect a person's heart, then I would say there's something pretty wrong with them. And I would say if a school shooting doesn't affect your heart, there's something pretty wrong with that person. The only thing I can come up with for why somebody would not be moved by that is because it's not a local issue, right? That phrase, it keeps coming back. And what does that mean? That means it's not your child, right? Because in Sandy Hook, the parents who had just lost their children had to deal with agitators telling them that their lost children were crisis actors, which meant that those parents were never allowed to mourn their children. Those parents, they had to deal with the fact that their children's deaths were swept under the rug. In Uvalde, children's deaths could have been avoided. However, people investigated themselves, found no situation of wrongdoing, and so again, those children's deaths were in effect swept under the rug. Someone behind me had said that they would like to not be interrupted while they were speaking, and I would ask that she give me the same respect, please. There are people in this room who would prize an embryo over a child. There are people in this room that are already coming up with ways to say that I am wrong, that I am misguided, and I just overheard it right now.
And I want you to stop that right now. And I want you to just think about what you're saying, right? You are, while I'm speaking, justifying the death of a child. And you're trying to tell me that the deaths of some children are acceptable, and me saying that the deaths of no children being acceptable is wrong. And that's what I'm here to say. Why is it okay for any of us? When did we get to a point as a society where we can say it's okay that that child died? It's not. It's never okay for any child to die. And the fact that anyone in this room would justify the death of a single child means we have fallen as a society, and we need to get back up.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Chaudhry. I live in Glendale Heights. I read this resolution, the material of the resolution. I find it very appropriate, and it is not versus any one community or any religion to other religion. It's for humanity. It is from the people of Glendale Heights. It's very appropriate. I want to share with you that what if this was Holocaust happening and this board was trying to pass a resolution, or some people trying to pass a resolution, do something, make some statement against this genocide happening. I think this is similar situation. And honestly, doesn't matter if this, in this particular case, it's presumed that the oppressor is a country and they have specific religion. But even they're just Americans. They're just like maybe aliens. How someone will know without letting them know that you are doing wrong? I'm sure if there is a robber, telling the robber that you must stop the robberies, the most appropriate thing is we will sanction you. We will take your home from you, or we have police. That is the way you tell the bad guy that we are going to punish you, otherwise you need to stop your bad behaviors. This is all what we are trying to do and you are trying to do. And I feel that is very appropriate, and it's going to put a landmark that Glendale Heights care about the humanity. Glendale Heights care about the respect of the life and the right for existence, and even with the coexistence, even you have a lot of differences. We are the flag holder of peace. That's why our forces go in all different countries and all seas, and we are there for peace. We are not there for bloodshed. And even our aid, it is there for peace and for the humanity. It's for democracy. It's not for bloodshed. And when we see with our own eyes that this is happening against our will and against the literature, then our voice does matter. Thank you.
Hello, Village Board of Trustees. My name is Fahim Baig. I live in Glendale Heights. The previous speakers were just wonderful in terms of being able to highlight just what the purpose of this resolution is all about. And that is simply that we want peace in the world. There are two resolutions on the table here in front of us, and I'm in support of both of them. And I think if you were to ask every single one of the people over here, even at the few that are opposing, they would also be in support of them if they actually took the time to read it. The critical points that we are seeing around us now developing is a little bit of turmoil when we want peace. I was here almost a month ago, and I made the point that let's work on getting peace amongst us before things get worse, and things are worse. Domestically and internationally, we need to make a move. We have to stop dilly-dallying and jostling for points of what value I can't really understand. We have some people here speaking against a ceasefire, against peace, and I, for the life of me, cannot understand it. I'm not going to try to put in their mouths an agenda like they have been doing about us. What we are trying to say is exactly what's on the paper, peace. And it was mentioned that, why are we talking about just one group of people? I completely agree. Let's talk about everybody. In previous conversations I've had with members of the board, we've talked about Ukraine, we've talked about Nigeria, even though Nigeria is a place where there's been warfare going on for more than a decade. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about Syria, where warfare has been going on for more than a decade. Let's talk about China, where people are being oppressed. Let's talk about all the different places that we want to talk about and bring it onto the paper. I definitely support if the board members here want to amend the ceasefire resolutions in front of us and bring those and call upon our leadership, the President, Vice President, Secretary of State, and so on and so forth, to also make measures towards those different causes and frictions. I think we'll all be for it. I am saying let's have peace before the disease of this war and turmoil spreads. And I associate with very soft-hearted people. Look, I just want to show you a flyer here that was put together in order to talk about this and bring people together. It's a heart in a palm. This is who we are. We're here for peace. And, we're hearing that the people here are outsiders. Why? Why is the assumption? Can you please point out to us who you think is outsiders or from Glendale Heights? I'd like to know. How are you making that distinction? I have a petition online that has 817 signatories, 60% of which are designated Glendale Heights residents by their zip code.
Over, please.
So I think I've made my point. Thank you very much. I appreciate you voting for both of these resolutions. Thank you.
Please state your name.
Yeah, my name is
and
Abdul
address.
Majid, and I am from Lombard. I want to address this gathering not by the title of mayor or trustees or board of members, but I want to address all of you as persons of consciousness. We are all here to address an issue which has gone way beyond any person with consciousness not to condemn it. I know we have got a very critical history where the country and even the president of the country called once upon a time Nelson Mandela as a terrorist. That was part of the history. But when the same Nelson Mandela's grandson goes to Gaza, witnesses what's happening there, says it is worse than the apartheid that they have lived in. So we can understand the situation, what's happening there. Unfortunately, we have been divided into different segments. The society has been divided, the nation has been divided into white, black, European, Asians, Middle Eastern, Far Eastern. But for God's sake, let us come to one point as a humanity. Forget about all the differences. Think as one human race. Think as one human being. So look at the issues which are going on there. People are being bombed, killed with your and my dollar money, with your and my tax money. Are we able to justify what is being done with our money, where we have got millions of other issues within our country that need to be addressed? So with this, I think without taking a lot more time, I would say that I would support this resolution for ceasefire in Gaza with immediate effect. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. All praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and may peace and blessings be upon his final Prophet Muhammad. I live on Larry Lane since 2015 with my 3 daughters. And my daughters, they're seeing every day.
Please state your name.
Dr. Muhammad Volkan Stodolski. And my daughters, they see every day Israeli military killing women and children, and they said we should do something. We should, voice our concern. So I'm here for myself and for them. And I want to say this, that the Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings be upon him, said something that has great universal value. He said, if you see some evil, stop it with your hand. If you cannot stop it with your hand, speak against it. If you cannot speak against it, at least hate it with your heart. I have the good opinion that everyone in this room hates the killing of innocent women and children. But we can do more than that, and we can say this with our tongues through this resolution. We can say no to killing of babies. We can say no to the genocide committed by the Israeli military. And then we will then not only hate evil, but we will also speak against it. And I think that's very important, because we can't stop it with our hands, but at least we can speak against it, and I think we should do that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Carrillo. I don't live in Glendale Heights, but I do know people who live here, and they brought this matter to my attention. And I did watch portions of the previous meetings, and I wanted to commend the people that are sitting behind the desks. I think you've done an amazing job of listening to your community, and I give you I give you a lot of credit for being very patient and listening to your community. I wanted to bring up something that I feel has not been stated. I definitely can empathize with the people who don't want to watch any suffering in the world. I don't either. I believe that every person in this room could agree with that. We don't want to see killing. We don't want to see children suffer. I don't think that's what any of us are here for. What I wanted to bring up, though, is that I don't think that this is really within the purview of Glendale Heights, per se. I wanted to mention some people that it is in their purview. I looked up an address right across the street so that it would be relevant for this community. And on DuPage County's website, there's something called a voter lookup tool. And if you put in your own address into that website, you can come up with your elected officials, which of course the people sitting up here would also be on that list. But the people sitting behind these desks don't have the ability to change. They personally cannot change whether or not we send another dollar to Israel, whether we send another dollar to Ukraine, or any place else in the world, but the people on this list do. So the first one would be President Biden. The next one is Vice President Kamala Harris. After that, your U.S. senators are Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth. They sit on the Senate for you, residents of Illinois. Your governor is J.B. Pritzker. Now, this is not really a state issue. This is more of a federal issue. So we can go down to your congressional representative would be Delia Ramirez. And I would suggest that you would reach out to her office. This is something that she has control over, what we do at the federal level. Now, if you're more concerned about state-related issues, your personal state senator is Suzanne Glowiak Hilton, and your state representative is Diane Blair Sherlock. These are people that I would suggest you reach to their offices, because they have control over what we do on a state level and a federal level. I am quite certain, without doing an itemized list, that the Glendale Heights budget does not include a single dollar that goes to Israel. And I, again, am very concerned about where the United States spends our time and our effort and our money, but I'm also concerned about your own board up here that has been sitting for hours upon hours listening. So I, again, thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Mazhar Iqbal. I live 1069 Victoria Lane, Glendale Heights. I won't take my time because I'm not going to say anything different than many others have already said. I just came here because there's an impression that there's outsider people and there's no Glendale Heights representation. People sitting behind, 90% people are from Glendale Heights, and they are requesting same thing in different words again and again and again. And I do not understand why it is so difficult upon our trustees to just agree that, yes, genocide or killing unarmed, peacefully living civilian in their home and bombing them is acceptable. How it is difficult to say that it's not acceptable and we should stop that. So it's just showing a morality for humanity. That's all the people are asking. So please just approve that resolution and stand with your residents. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Latifa, and I'm from Streamwood. I'm going to speak very briefly. Over 37,000 civilians killed.
Can you please lower your mask? Okay, go ahead.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's good.
Over 73,000 injured and maimed. Universities destroyed. Hospitals destroyed. Patients who are on ventilators and critical have been killed. Doctors have been killed. Journalists have been killed. We are not even getting what the true story is in Palestine and in Israel. It's not a genocide. It's not a massacre. It's beyond that. There is no word to describe what is happening there. And all of us, you, they, and you all are permitting this by providing financial aid to Israel with our tax dollars. This has to stop. This is not something that has happened on October 7th. Yes, what happened on October 7th is not justified. Israel has a right to defend itself, but so does Palestine. And this is happening to the Palestinian people for 75 years. Apartheid, inhuman treatment is not right. All of us who have a beating heart, who have an iota of humanity, who have a conscience, cannot permit this, should not permit this. Let's all join hands, not only for Palestine, but also for Israel, for peace. They may win the war because of the support they have, because of the arms and ammunitions they have, but the future is not good for Israel. The future will not be good for Palestine. The future will not be good for USA. We have to have a ceasefire and a permanent resolution. I beg of you to please consider and not use our tax dollars for something that's not right. Let's fight for peace, and let's try to do the best we can, although we have really
Ma'am, your time is over.
To do it.
Hi, my name is Sue Harvey. I live in Bolingbrook, which did pass a ceasefire resolution and saw the importance of sending it up to the higher levels. As a Christian, I feel called to stand before you and request that you vote to approve a resolution calling for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. So many times like these, the situation in Gaza seems too far away to concern us in the United States. I'm here to say that my Christian faith says that's not true. Here is what my Christian faith tells me from the Bible, Matthew 22, verses 36 through 40. A question was asked to Jesus, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" And he said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great and foremost commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments depend the whole law and the prophets." So for me, to show my love for God, I am to follow what God says and love others and treat them the way I want to be treated. I certainly do not want what is happening in Gaza to happen to myself, my family, to you, your families, to Glendale Heights, to anyone, anywhere in the world. A few weeks ago, I celebrated Easter along with my other Christians. I celebrated the beautiful gift Jesus gave the world. I'm reminded that Jesus did not come as a warrior. He did not kill, nor did he tell his followers to kill. Instead, he said to love. What a wonderful continuation of the Easter message if we could work together just to end the suffering in Gaza and start the healing. The Bible also tells me how to show my love for my neighbor in Matthew 25, verses 37 through 40. Then the righteous will answer him, saying, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, and thirsty and give you drink? And when did we see you a stranger, far away, invite you in, or naked and clothe you? And when did you see you sick or in prison and come to you?" And the King, God, will answer and say to them, "Truly, I say to you, to the extent that you did it to one of these brothers and sisters of mine, even the least of them, you did it to me." As a Christian, I understand I am responsible not only for what I do for those in need who help me, who need my help, but also for what I don't do. What's happening in Gaza is horrific. Passing a ceasefire resolution is a humanitarian effort to stop the killing so that food and medical aid can come in and hostages on both sides can be released. I'm doing what I can. Please do what you can. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Monica Moro, and I am a resident of Lombard. So my children went to school with many kids from Glendale Heights, at Lombard East, and I also have many friends who are from the community. I also happen to be a member of clergy of non-denominational church, and I am most of all human. I am not a Jew, I am not Muslim, I am not black, I am not pink, I am not blue, I do not care. I am a human, I am a mother. And I'd like to ask, I think everybody here spoke from the heart. Thank you so much, and thank you for your patience listening. It takes a long time. I think that it's important to look at what we agree on. I think that everybody agrees that it's possible to handle both, to handle the local issues which are concerning only the village of Glendale Heights, and also to take a stance for humanity, for something that needs to be addressed, needs to be stopped. I don't know if any of you is ready to die as a civilian in a nonsense conflict. If anybody is, please, can you stand up? Nobody stood up. Is there anybody who is ready to put their own child in a grave just because somebody's playing political games? Please stand up. Nobody. So I'd like to ask you to please open your hearts and consider that you are the voice of the local people. You are the voice of the citizens. One person says here, please go higher and higher, go on the federal level. That's of course possible, but these people are your constituents and there's certain chain of command. So you cannot jump the chain of command. Nobody will probably talk to you directly from the president's office or from the Congress, but they're coming to you because you are the first up, and these people are addressing you. And there's a great definition of the right. The right, or the morally good, is something when nobody gets hurt and somebody benefits. And I think that passing the resolution is when nobody will get hurt, because even the residents who are saying, well, let's stay local, they will still have their business done, and somebody will benefit. You will have more unity within the community, more harmony, more understanding, because at the end of the day, we are all just humans. Thank you so much, May God bless you.
My name is George. I'm a resident of Glendale Heights. I didn't plan on speaking today, but I have to answer some of these things I've heard today. Hamas still has 133 hostages. Some are Americans. The Israelis proposed a ceasefire. Hamas is refusing it. They don't want to negotiate. Hamas does not want a ceasefire. 2000 Camp David summit, Clinton had a summit with Arafat and Barak. The Israelis proposed a two-state solution. Yasser Arafat refused to negotiate. 2008, they did the same thing with Abbas and Omer. Abbas would not negotiate. They don't want a ceasefire. They want to take over and eliminate the Jews. And that's it.
Next.
Hi, my name is Fatima. I live in Lombard. I know I'm really sorry, but to be fair, I live right on the border. Your Tonys, the Glendale Tonys, is my Tonys. I got my eyebrows done there. Please don't look at them today. I just have one question that I'm hoping maybe you guys can explain to me and maybe dumb it down for me, explain it to me like I'm 5. I was just wondering after all these meetings, if passing this resolution isn't a big deal, it's insignificant, it's not relevant, it's not a big deal, then I'm just kind of curious what the big deal is if you do sign it. Like, what's the hang up? I'm just curious. Maybe we already know the answer. I hope my answer is wrong. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Hazar, and I'm not a Glendale Heights resident, but I have a lot of family here, and I actually work here. So I just wanted to comment on the gentleman who spoke right before my other sister. A lot of that information was not true, unfortunately. So I just wanted to let everyone know that you guys should do your own research and not just listen to anybody who's going to come in here and speak facts that just are not true. 1. 2, I also feel, I was looking at the Zoom link before I got here because I was on my way. And it seems like a lot of you guys are on our side. It seems like you guys all want peace and you guys all want like the war to stop and everything. So I feel like maybe if you guys would like, I'll stay afterwards and we can have a conversation on how you guys feel like we should do this, if you feel like this is the wrong way to do it. And I'm also Palestinian, so you can ask my opinion on the matter. And the person speaking about, or the people speaking about how Jewish people feel, I'd recommend asking my brother in the back who speaks every week about how the Jewish people feel about this conflict. And I think maybe that'll be more productive. So if you guys feel like we shouldn't be talking to our councilman and this is unproductive in your minds, then maybe we should talk together and we should work together on this. I don't see the problem with that. And I would welcome you guys to join us. We meet all the time. We're very friendly people. We have Jews, Christians, Muslims. Like we don't discriminate against anybody. So I think that would be beneficial, I think. So I just wanted to put my voice in there, let them know that I'm free to talk afterwards. And I think a lot of my brothers and sisters will be free to talk also. And of course, I'm for a ceasefire. So I hope that you guys put that resolution in very soon. Thank you.
Hi. I just wanted to guys.
Thank you.
No. Just leave it there. I'm not gonna read it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Patty Drugan. I want to thank everyone, all of you guys that spoke today, because I hear everyone in here. I want to thank all of the trustees and the village mayor. I have read both of the resolutions, which are very, very clear that we want peace among all of our citizens. And so the reason why I bring the pictures here today is because it's a lot of folks that I think we stood together on October the 7th and we 100% stood against what Hamas did to our Jewish brothers and sisters. And at the moment, since October the 7th, we are now coming together again to stand against what's going on in Palestine. We have to stand against both of the atrocities that are going on. There are people who are wrong on both sides of this issue. It's been going on for 75 years now. And so my reason for bringing the picture today is because Anhar Sakar al-Shanbari, she's a beautiful baby girl from Beit Hanun in the northern Gaza Strip. She has been killed due to the forced famine that's sweeping through the north of Gaza. The picture on the left is this beautiful baby girl before the famine started, and then the picture on the right is what she looked like before she died. Our Jewish brothers and sisters that were murdered on October the 7th is equally horrific. And we have been working together, this entire room, to make sure that where we go, we want to make sure that the resolution is talking about the atrocities on both sides, and we want to have a ceasefire. Your resolution is fabulous. It talks about peace across the globe. And so my hope is that we can add, there's 2 resolutions sitting on the agenda. I'm hoping that you will vote yes on both of the resolutions, but my prayer is that we will also address the reason why we've been coming. And I want to address the sister behind me, and I appreciate you asking for us to reach out to our president, senators, congressmen. With all due respect, we've been doing it for 6 months now, and they are not listening to us. And we know that all politics is local. That's why we are bringing it back home, because the hate that's going on over there is now happening here in Glendale Heights. So I hope that you guys will consider adding a few sentences to the resolutions that you have. Even if it's just a ceasefire, that's for everyone. Thank you, you guys, and have a good evening.
Hello, my name is Wasim Al-Khatib. I'm a Palestinian American and a proud resident of DuPage County for many years. But today I stand before you primarily as a father. Besides me here is my son, Leith, whose lineage extends back to a small village near Jerusalem, a place he holds deep heritage ties to, despite being born on American soil. I'm not here to lecture anyone on morals or ethics. I'm not here to have a debate on who's right and who's wrong. I'm here to ask you to reflect upon the faces of your own children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews. Consider their rights for peace and safety, the aspirations you hold for their futures. We all know this resolution will not end the war, certainly not one like this one. This vote, while symbolic, is powerful. It is a declaration from the community, from this community, about the fundamental rights of children like yours to live without the shadow of war It's about affirming our belief in peace and the protection of the innocent. In supporting this resolution, you lend a voice to those like Leigh, who, though far from the conflict's direct impact, remain bound by blood and history to those suffering daily. It's an affirmation from our community that we stand for peace, that we believe in protecting the innocent, and that we hold dear our values of life and dignity. I ask you to consider the message you send to our children and yours by adopting this resolution. Let us show that Glendale Heights stands as a beacon of hope and an advocate for peace. Thank you for your time.
Name's Ken Robinson. I'm a member of this village. Okay, well, we have two agendas to go for here. The first one, as far as the R61, that's a good agenda to bring forward. That says peace throughout the world for everybody. The first one, the 60 or the R60, it talks about massacre of innocent people. Well, everybody's talking about Gaza. Okay, the second agenda, I suppose, in quotations, says Gaza. It should be peace throughout the world, not specifically in one area. It says massacres as far as for innocent people. There's been innocent people killed on both sides. You're not going to stop that. You're not going to stop the people being killed in the Arab nations. They've been at each other's throat for generations, killing each other. So it doesn't matter what we pass here. Can we put a clause, if we do pass an agenda, can we put a clause in there that the first shot fired, we can pull it back? It's not going to happen. Because once it's out there, it's out there. That's why you have to go for one and refuse the other. They talk about federal taxes. $9 million as far as for federal taxes has been going to Gaza for support to rescue these people. $230 million is being put towards building a pier to ship this food to them. Genocide? I see genocide on both sides. They're trying to eliminate people on both sides. It's war. That's what happens. People get killed by innocent or on purpose. They don't try, it's like the people run into a village and we're going to kill everybody. The hate speech is on both sides. Hate speech, the verbal assaults, the harassment. The last two meetings that we've had that people left here, it was almost fights at the door trying to get out of here because of the harassment. Like I said, as far as we need, number two, the one that says we support peace throughout the world is the one that needs to be voted. The other one needs to be put in the trash. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zaid Sayed. I have been a resident of Glendale Heights for the majority of my life. And even before I was born, the blood that runs through my body has been in this village. And what I want to say is that the people before me have said that why are we only talking about one group of people? And as a young man, I have spent most of my life with people of different religions, different cultures, and different races. And if you do a little research, you could see that during the BLM riots that were taking place in the US in 2020, the people of Palestine were in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. If you use your phones that are in your hands, you would see that on the very wall that's in Palestine that blocks off the Palestinians, like the animals in a zoo, you would see that the Palestinians put up a mural of George Floyd in support and solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement, even though it's a matter that's thousands of miles and a whole sea away from them. And people online and in this room have also said, why are we speaking on something that is out of our village and country? America has put their fingers multiple times in the affairs of other nations in a negative way. So why can't America interfere with other nations in a positive way for once? I'd also say that the situations that are taking place on on the other side of the world also have something that happens in on our own village. Just a couple weeks ago, I had a friend whose mom was not attacked, but she was hit by someone at the local Target that's not even 10 minutes away from here, just for being a Muslim woman with a hijab on. And for that's no place in our village or in anywhere where someone should be attacked just because of what they wear or what's going on around the world, where people who have no knowledge are just going out and using their ignorance and taking it out on innocent people. And in the Quran it says, وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرُ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ, that the people planned, but God also planned. And Allah is the best of planners. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, you have right to speak, before board, but my recommendation, my request is now things are being repeated. So if you like, we would stop, after this, second person. But still, you have right if you want, but it's up to you,
If somebody else wants to go before me, they can.
You first, please.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to request a moment of silence for all those who lost their lives in this slaughter going on for the last 6 months. It's not a war, it's a genocidal war. So for 30 seconds of silence, we'd like to remember those who lost their lives and have been displaced and injured. Okay, I'd like to first of all thank the mayor, the trustees, Doug, and the administration, the police officers.
Can you please state your name and address?
My name is Shabazz Hosseini, and I've been coming to Glendale Heights for 15 years. I have family and friends here, and so I do have vested interest in Glendale Heights. Like I was saying, I want to thank all the trustees and the mayor for. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you guys to stand up. We don't often thank those who serve our village. Your work ethic and efforts to help are appreciated. Let's have a round of applause for all the village officials here. Often, few people make a difference. I want to thank a few people who are dedicated people from Glendale Heights, as well as non-residents, who are Muslims, Christians, Jews, and Sikhs, who have been helping drive change in regards to this peace proposition, and they will be helping you all drive change in the future as well. So I'd like to thank the dedicated people behind all this. Monica, if you'd like to stand up, please. Monica, can you please stand up? Khaiser Shishti. There he is. He's about to speak. He's going to overtake my speech here. Sadna. Fahim. Afa. Nada. Patty. And Keith Larson. So earlier I said you don't have to stand up physically, but we're all requesting you to stand up symbolically for humanity and for the residents of Glendale Heights who are asking for this proposition, ceasefire resolution, which I believe a couple of points need to be added to that as well. So please stand with them, and we appreciate your help. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kaser Chishti. I'm resident of Glendale Heights for almost about 20 years. And so basically I have, somebody gave me the printout of the resolution. It's just a one-page resolution. And when I'm reading all the lines, they are pretty generic. And talks about Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, and many other things. So I would like to ask all the trustees, I know it's one-way communication, but like, what part of this do you guys not agree with? And as a community, then we can have a dialogue and say how we can make it happen. Why are we coming to you? Because you're our local representatives, and we believe in you, and you are our voice. And we are trying to communicate for the past many weeks, about a few months now, couple months. And what we are just requesting is, we know that you cannot do anything, or like you have already explained your limitations, but what we are only requesting is be our voice, convey our message, that just say that the residents of Glendale Heights are asking for a few things, and this is the message conveyed to the senators and House of Representatives. And now somebody will say we can go directly to them. We have been going. The issue is that we have been emailing and calling all the trustees here also. And personally, I have sent many emails to multiple trustees, although they are not part of my district. I have called them and left them a message, but I understand everybody has busy life with personal matters, with village matters. None of them have responded back to me. So if that's the case with a small village, how can a big state level House of Representatives can email me back, or a few thousand people emailing, sending requests to do something? You guys have a channel, you guys have a means of conveying our message. You don't have to agree with it. You just say the residents of Glendale Heights are requesting this, and they're saying the government should be focusing on these things. So again, I will request the trustees, please read the document. You can say, have you read it? When you say vote no or yes, if you say no, you can say no because I don't like X, Y, and Z, and then we can modify those things. Secondly, I think being a part of this whole process for the past year, like cricket, cannabis, this ceasefire, we have learned a lot about how the village business is done. So that's a good, I think, education for the whole community, because we have been getting complaint that nobody comes to these meetings. So it's good that community is waking up. They're coming again and again, and we will continue to come until we are able to convey, maybe we are not saying it rightly, but until our message is conveyed. Your time is over. And just want to conclude that I will request all the attendees to, no matter what the vote is,
sir, your time is up.
Attend the whole meeting, and then there will be, we can communicate at the end of the meeting. There's a public opinion opportunity also. Thank you.
Just wanted to know if there's going to be another public discussion at the end?
Yes, there is. It's going to be.
Is there going to be?
Sure. Okay, anybody else from public? So I'm going.
Ma'am, just before, I'd like to ask the boy, you said there's going to be another one, but it's 9 o'clock.
Oh,
Are you
she's
going to
talking
have
about
a
the
committee of the
on the
whole?
whole thing.
Yeah, are you going to have a committee of the whole? I don't think you're going to have.
I don't know if I'm gonna have one.
Yeah,
because
so ma'am, no.
It's gonna be
I
9
would not
o'clock.
count on it because we haven't even started any business and the meeting's been going on for an hour and a half.
So we are not going to have committee on the whole?
There's G, Peter, there's public discussion.
Oh,
is there? Okay, sorry, I take that back, ma'am. It is at the end of the meeting.
Yeah, we cannot stop it. Okay, we have,
I thought she meant committee of the whole.
Okay, so committee, we don't have committee on the whole?
There is one on the agenda. I don't know if you'll get to it by the time we finish our regular business.
Right.
There's public discussion at the end of this meeting. You're right, that we have it twice. You are correct. My mistake.
Okay, you have the consent agenda before you. Would acting village administrator Doug Flint please read the consent agenda?
Thank you, Mayor. 1, approval of the regular board meeting minutes of April 18th, 2024. 2, approval of the committee of the whole meeting minutes of April 18th, 2024. 3, approval of the accounts payable listing of May 2nd, 2024. Total amount $6,684,251.74. 4, an ordinance to amend Section 1-5-4 entitled Office Hours of Chapter 5 entitled Official and Administrative Provisions of Title 1 entitled Administration of the Municipal Code of Ordinances of the Village of Glendale Heights. 5, a resolution authorizing the execution of a change order number 2, final for the 2023 sidewalk removal and replacement program in the Village of Glendale Heights. 6, a resolution regarding the release of closed session minutes 7, a resolution authorizing the execution of change order number 2 for the senior center renovation project in the village of Glendale Heights. 8, a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of agreement between the village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, Christopher B. Burke Engineering Limited for professional construction engineering services for the 2024 MFT street program. 9, a resolution authorizing the execution of non-liquor concession license agreements for 2024 Glendale Heights Fest. 10, a motion to approve pay request number 3, final to Evans and Son Blacktop for the Seams Park Path and Parking Lot Improvement Project, total amount not to exceed $23,939.63. 11, a motion to approve pay request number 5 to Construction Inc. for the Senior Center renovation project, total amount not to exceed $372,645.49. 12, a motion to approve pay request number 2 to Nedro Decorating for the paint removal of GH2O Aquatic Center, total amount not to exceed $25,560. 13, a motion to approve pay request number 2, final to Schroeder and Schroeder Incorporated for the 2023 sidewalk removal and replacement program, total amount not to exceed $2,144.58. 14, a motion to amend the 2024 summer seasonal pay plan. 15, approval of consent items.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Trustee Schmidt and Trustee Light.
Second.
I move that the board
Roll call
approve
vote,
the
please.
consent
He's
agenda as
still
presented.
making the motion.
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead, that, I had a second.
Yeah, he's second.
Okay.
Roll call vote, there's no discussion here.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
The consent agenda is approved. Old business, there is none. New business. Number 1, a motion to waive first reading on new business item number 2. Is there a motion to waive first reading on new business item number 2? Trustee Light.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Pat, second. Discussion. None. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
The motion to waive first reading on business item number 2 is approved. Number 2, an ordinance to waive bid, accept the proposal of Ron Lemon DBA Quality Concert and authorize the execution of a production equipment producer entertainment agreement for the summer concert in the park series. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2024-35. Is there a motion to motion to adopt ordinance 2024-35? Trustee Schmidt.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I will take second, Trustee Schroeder. Sorry, Mr. White. Discussion. None. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
The motion
Trustee
to
Siddiqui?
Yes.
the motion to adopt ordinance 2024-35 is approved. Number 3, a resolution affirming the village of Glendale Heights commitment to diversity and support of peace in Gaza. This is resolution 2024-R-60. Is there a motion to adopt resolution 2024-60?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Okay. Discussion. Mr. Siddiqui, you want to read? Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, okay, that's my request. You read it because it's your resolution, so
Yeah.
you can read it.
If you guys, yes, sure. So, resolution 2024R, a resolution affirming the Village of Glendale Heights commitment to diversity and in support of peace. Whereas Section 6A of Article 7 of 1970 Constitution of the State of Illinois provide that any municipality which has a population of more than 25,000 is a home rule unit, and the Village of Glendale Heights, DuPage County, Illinois, with population in excess 25,000 is therefore a home rule unit
and pursuant to provisions of said Section 6A of Article 7, may exercise any power and perform any function pertaining to its government and affairs, and whereas the village president and the board of trustees are committed to protecting the health, safety, and welfare of the village residents and visitors, and ensuring that all village residents and visitors are treated fairly and equally. And whereas fostering a welcoming environment for all the people, regardless of race, religion, ethnicity, or place of origin, enhances the village cultural fabric, economic growth, and overall well-being and prosperity for current and future generations. And whereas the village is proud of its diversity and its commitment to fostering constructive discussions, debates, and understandings between people of different backgrounds and experiences and ideas, and whereas the village president and the board of trustees believe and hereby declare that it is in the best interest of the village to reaffirm the village commitment to supporting the diversity, standing up against all forms of hatred, and supporting lasting global peace and indefinite cessation of hostilities in Gaza. And whereas the village president and the board of trustees of Glendale Heights and its residents condemn and stand resolute against all acts of terrorism and all forms of racism, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, the massacre of innocent people, and every form of hatred amongst humanity. And whereas the village acknowledges that the United States financial support towards crisis in occupied Palestine, funded in part by federal tax monies of the residents of Glendale Heights, have adversely impacted the residents' moral well-being as industrious citizens. And whereas we affirm our support for permanent ceasefire resolution, recognizing its potential to significantly de-escalate tensions with our Glendale Heights community and foster a safer, more peaceful environment for all residents. And whereas the village president and the board of trustees acknowledge that in light of the ongoing genocide persisting even at the time of this resolution, certain residents within our community have been subjected to hate speech, verbal assault, and harassment. Consequently, we affirm our commitment to our residents by ensuring the perpetuation of secure village environment, vehemently opposing any discriminatory conduct, and steadfastly serving as advocates for our community. And whereas the residents of village of Glendale Heights condemn all forms of racism and massacre of innocent peoples, and whereas the village of Glendale Heights stands against all forms of hatred amongst humanity, now therefore be it resolved by the village president and the board of trustees of the village of Glendale Heights, DuPage County, Illinois, in the exercise of its home rule powers as follows. Section 1. The village president and the board of trustees of the village of Glendale Heights have always will stand against discrimination and hatred from any source and any people. The village recognizes its diverse population reflects different perspectives, different sentiments about individual conflicts, and encourages open, constructive dialogue between the people of different backgrounds. The village president and the board of trustees village wholly and completely rejects any form of hate-induced violence or bigotry, and will do everything within its legal authority to prevent and fight against the same in our community. Section 2. The resolutions shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval in the manner provided by the law. Section 3. The resolutions shall be in full force and effect upon its passage and approval in accordance with law. That's all. Thank you.
Anybody else from the board, trustees, anybody?
So, is it a discussion or?
It's discussion.
Yeah, so, as you can see, this resolution is pretty simple. It has no, I don't see any kind of conflict or any kind of issue with this, and I'm not gonna take boards too much time, because I know you guys are exhausted. You just want to go home and have a good sleep. So do I. So I hope, we will approve this and let's give the residents what they want. Thank you.
Anybody from the board? No discussion, so I'm going to close discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Meritato.
No.
Trustee Pojek.
No.
Trustee Schroeder.
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt.
No.
Trustee Siddiqui.
Yes.
Trustee Light.
No.
Resolution fails.
There are 4 no and 2 yes. I'm going to use my veto right, and I'm going to proceed with if you have objection, overrule. Trustee can overrule my veto right.
Mayor, a veto is only to stop something that got approved.
There is
It
approved.
does, no, it was denied. So the resolution didn't pass. Your veto power would first have to all be in writing. And second of all, it can't undo a negative. It could stop something that got passed, but it can't put something forward that got denied. It can't go the opposite way. It's only a veto is to stop something. It's not to propel something forward.
That is law.
That is the law. It's not a tie, so you have no right to vote in this matter. So it would fail as on a 4-2 vote.
So is this resolution has been failed. There are 2 yes and 4 no. Number 4 is disapproved. Okay. Number 4, a resolution affirming the Village of Glendale Heights commitment to diversity and support of peace. This resolution 2024-R-61. Is there a motion to adopt resolution 2024-R-61? So this resolution is the resolution by the board of trustees, right?
I don't know who submitted, but yes, it's a different resolution.
So there are 2 resolutions. One was proposed by trustee Siddiqui, and that has been failed. A second is proposed by the village trustee as well,
Can you name them? Who proposed this? Yeah.
Can we get the discussion first? Let's get this on the table.
Yeah, well,
I
we have a
so moved.
Excuse me, you have
So
a
I need motion to
request.
move.
So moved.
Okay, trustee Light, second.
Second.
Trustee Pat, second.
Now discussion.
Discussion.
Okay.
There is a request in the audience to have the resolution read.
There's no requirement to read the resolution.
Okay.
Yeah, Mrs. Siddiqui, go ahead.
So, I'm fully support of any resolution which is up for peace, but I really don't understand why my resolution was denied. Do the trustees who denied this have a courage just to tell the residents that what is the reason for this resolution which was denied, or they are just gonna say no and let them come back again?
No, I'll go on record.
Somebody can read it if they want.
I'll go on record as stating that we've spent a lot of time working on this many different times, many different nights. We've all spent a lot of time. I've had one-on-one conversation with just quite a few of you, actually. I will say this, the argument on tax money being sent is a very poor argument over all of it. Because you all spend money in town, you all go to buy stuff everywhere else throughout this entire state of Illinois, and you spend tax money there. So therefore, the tax money that gets spent is collected everywhere you guys go. So you are sending money yourselves. If you're blaming the village for sending money, it's a poor argument. Messages. I can't get my county board to take care of water pollution problems and poor property in areas in town. It's not possible. I've had many conversations with higher-ups before, at a brief moment's notice, and they discard us as quick as they discarded you. So your message goes completely falling upon deaf ears when it comes to them. Go to them. Go to their place and spend some time with them. It's not getting anywhere here. We spent a lot of time on this, and like I said, the resolution that, I support this second resolution because it encompasses everybody. We have war in, yes, let's see, we have 10, 12 different conflicts going on right now. I know I've got, I'm sorry, I thought I had it up here for a minute. I've got Sudan, Ukraine, I've got Ethiopia, I've got Haiti. I've even U.S. and China is starting to have a problem. We have problems everywhere. City of Chicago, the southern border. I wish I was a Superman that you guys think I am, that I could make a wave of a pen and make all this go away. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I'm tired of explaining this. I've tried several different times. I feel the pain, trust me, I feel the pain. Nobody should die, nobody should have war, nobody should be going through any of this. I've seen southern border with kids getting thrown in 55-gallon drums to get shipped across the border to come live here, like all of you, in a great state of the United States and in Illinois. It's a wonderful, wonderful blessing that you guys are here. And you must admit, you are very blessed to be here. So thank yourselves for taking a part of this. Thank yourselves for being something and doing your best. I appreciate all of you and everything that you've done, but I cannot stand behind something that is so directed to one particular culture when we have so many different fights going on in the world right now, and they're horrible fights. Horrible fights. I support world peace. I support peace for everybody, not one specific group. And if you can't understand that, then why is it that you're picking this one particular group? Is it race? Is it racism? What is it? What is it that makes you drive and want just that one group? What is it?
Are you asking us?
You'll get your chance.
It's rhetorical right
You
now.
guys have, we've listened to everything, and it's one group. I know what your answers are going to be, and I understand it. I understand it. But I must say, I will not support the first resolution. Mohammed, I respect this man to no avail. He's been a good, trusted, confident friend, and I have all the respect for him and his entire family. So all of this, all I can say is I'm sorry, but I will support this second resolution. I will be a yes vote on it.
Anybody else from the board? Mr. Peck?
No, I think Mike said exactly what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Anybody? Okay.
No sense
Mr.
me
Schmidt.
saying the same thing
Trustee
over and
Schmidt.
over again.
I have been told that, and previously stated here this evening, you have contacted your state, your federal senators, federal representatives, and they have blown you off. The Senate determines foreign policy. The House of Representatives of the United States determines fiscal policy. That's where the tax money goes and comes from. The foreign policy is determined by the Senate. The Village of Glendale Heights doesn't do anything in that vein. And anything that we pass here basically is going to be shouting into the wind. They're going to ignore us as much as they ignore you. These people are full-time legislators. They're paid a hefty salary to listen to you. They're not earning their salary. They're not doing their job. And they should be fired. We do our job, representing the village.
Anybody else from the board? Trustee? A roll call vote, please.
Trustee Pojek.
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder.
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt.
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui.
Yes.
Trustee Light.
Yes.
Trustee Meritato.
Yes.
The motion to adopt resolution 2024-R-61 is approved. G, public discussion of agenda items. Is there Yes, hold on.
Ma'am, there's
hold
gonna
on.
be a public discussion.
Is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on an agenda item only? Yes, ma'am. You can come over here.
You can let him speak again, Pete?
No, it's only one time per meeting.
I just have a quick request, just for the sake of those here, the resolution that you just passed, can you read it for everybody, please?
Shh, can you please be quiet back there so we can hear the,
So those people,
We can
anyone
speakers.
from public who has not spoken before, please, you can come and speak, Yes, go ahead.
Sir, you already spoke.
Come, no, he didn't speak, did he?
He spoke.
Okay. Anybody who has not spoken so far?
The resolution is posted on the website. Ma'am, I think you wanted to talk, right?
She wanted.
Yeah, she was gonna talk.
Yes, the rule to speak only once is in the ordinance.
This is regarding the CFR, right?
You can talk about anything on the agenda.
Right, no,
Yeah.
but I have something else for the later public comment, so I don't want to use my 3 minutes up for that.
For what?
So
I'm confused.
she has some other subject which she want to discuss. So do we have a committee on the whole?
I don't know if there will be.
I want the committee on the whole.
Well, it depends. It's not my decision. It's
Yeah.
whether
Yeah, it's
people
meeting.
want to stay or not.
Yeah.
Right now, it would be only for agenda items.
Okay,
Your comments would be, unless they're not gonna be a committee of the whole, and then you can make comments regarding village business.
No, so then that's what my question is. If there is not going to be a committee on the whole, can she make the statements here, because she needs to know
Right.
if there is going to be committee on the whole. Pat,
all right, let me clarify. I don't know if there's gonna be a committee of the whole, but why
You
don't
just
we
wanna
let
let her
her,
speak?
why don't we let her speak?
Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Is everybody okay with
Ma'am, you
that?
have the
Yeah, no,
floor.
that's good, please.
Ma'am, you,
I don't know if
You
there's
have the
gonna be
floor,
a
ma'am.
committee of the whole,
so
but
you can speak
Yes.
to any subject.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
sir, you should not approach the dais without permission.
He's gonna be handing out some.
Pass them out there, we'll get them later.
Not right now, please, just go back.
This is a
take your
formal
seat.
meeting, everybody. We don't just come and do what we wanna do and think that we are like, we're all here and equal. We're not. There's certain decorum that has to be followed.
Did you just
cannot
say we
approach
were
the
not
dais.
equal?
I'm saying at this meeting, you're not equal, correct?
I think we are.
No, I'm saying you're not. You just don't approach a dais.
I understand, but there's better ways of explaining that.
Correct, but sometimes.
Not the way you just explained it.
Sometimes
We are
bluntness is
equal.
more
We
effective.
are equal. We pay your salaries. All right, my name is Venus Dembier, and I'm an Illinois resident. I'm going to be reading some comments from some of the residents in Glendale Heights, just to prove what we are talking about. The hate that is going on in Glendale Heights is online for everybody to see, so I'd like to read those comments. I wasn't gonna name somebody, but Jim Sullivan. I guess there's still some conversation, ongoing debate as to who initiated and organized the resolution presented at the board meeting, regardless of whether or not someone owns up to it. The board, I think, made its position clear when it came to the vote. Allegedly, for some, it did not end and is going to be pushed again. Enough is enough. When it doesn't pertain to specific village matters, move on. Cheryl would like to say, sad when your plan backfires, you run and hide. The blame game, I love it. You are kind and I am not. These two whom this should be ashamed. One of the two keep wanting to bring it up every board meeting. I think the residents to call him and say, stop it now, Trustee Mohammed Siddiqui. We want to talk about Glendale Heights, not foreign policy. Shake the tree and the nuts fall out. Round 2 of your not the Glendale Heights, go elsewhere. Sherry likes to add, Michael J. Somerville, my guess would be that several non-residents showed up to speak again. They are being given a platform, which isn't against any state policy. Non-residents can speak just as much as Glendale Heights. I was very upset with these protesters at our board meeting. You can see their agenda is to cause chaos, and this is the third one they have done this. Go to your country and fight just like we did with 9/11 and the bombing of Pearl Harbor. That is hate. Thank you for posting. I hate that we're being dragged into a war by others. Don't spread your hatred here. We should redirect this to the government, not to us.
How much sympathy and marches did you have when 9/11 and countries from over there sent 19 people here to kill thousands and wound thousands more? I watched on TV as they took planes. I've read this before, but please tell me how I can get to Gaza and fight for that country, because our government won't allow it. So please tell me how we can go back and fight. Good morning, all. It appears that Hamas issue won't go away. While this keeps being brought up forward to our
You have 30
own and
seconds
another,
left.
it isn't still Pacific. Village business. You know, there's so many comments. I'm gonna be forwarding you those copies. And I'd like you guys to read those, because that is the hate that we are experiencing. And we've come to several meetings and we've explained ourselves many times. So the fact that you're sitting here and just denying that there's any issue in Glendale Heights, this is the most racist place that I've ever been to. I have never experienced the hatred in any city council, and we've been to Naperville.
Your time is over now. So, anybody from public who has not spoken before?
So I need to ask another question, because I did just speak.
Ma'am, you already spoke. Anybody who has not spoken, you know.
That is another public commenting section. If you're not gonna do the committee of the whole, those of us who are.
Ma'am, you cannot talk like that, you know, I mean, your term was over. And next, who has not spoken before?
Yeah, my name is Wasi Khan. Just like to request all the trustees, if any one of you can read that resolution you have recently passed, just after the Gaza one. If you can read the whole thing for the public. Thank you so much.
Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to, anybody?
I think you.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
No, I have something else, you know.
Oh, okay.
Executive session, I don't need motion.
There's no executive
Yeah.
session, right?
Right. And
You can get a voice vote.
executive session, there is none. And now there's, I need motion. Let me, before I take, motion to adjourn, my position as a mayor is what I heard everybody, and about, there are like 22, 23 people who they spoke. And even those people who spoke against this resolution, they, in totality, their message is also they need, peace. They don't want war. They want, they are pro-life. So I heard everybody, your message has been recorded and you did not get what you wanted, but your message is very clear. And trustees, I really appreciate whatever their decision is, their decision, and is like very close, those both resolutions are very close, same purpose, but maybe like some difference, so trustees they have vote. And it's good, now you are coming, so you know how to run business, village business. So keep coming and vote, Now I need a motion to adjourn.
We have motion on the floor.
I pre-jumped that one,
We
sorry.
need a second, yeah.
We have a second. You could
Trustee
do
Poirier,
it,
second.
you could do it by voice vote.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I need roll call.
No, you could do it by voice vote.
Okay.
You don't have to do it.
Okay. So opposed, no?
So we're adjourned.
This meeting is adjourned. Trustee Maritato, you have the committee article.
There's not gonna be no meeting tonight. It's already 9:30. We got business to do, and we'll be here till midnight, so we'll just make it another meeting.
Well, if we're gonna do that, then we're gonna have to have a motion to cancel.
You have
The
to
committee
adjourn the
will-
meeting and
Make a motion to cancel?
Well, you need the first call to order and then we'll do that.
Okay.
call to order.
Call the committee of the whole to order. May 2nd, 2024. I need a motion to,
We'll have Maureen just know that everyone.
Okay.
Everyone's noted.
okay? Now what, I need a motion to,
If there's a motion to cancel the meeting.
I need a motion to cancel the meeting.
Motion to cancel committee of the whole meeting.
Second.
Okay, all in
I would
favor?
take a roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Marie?
I'm still writing. Trustee Schmidt,
Yes.
trustee Siddiqui,
Yes.
trustee Light,
Yes.
trustee Meritato,
Yes.
trustee Pojek,
Yes.
trustee Schroeder,
Yes.
Mayor Coker.
Yes.
What was the vote on that, Marie?
7 to nothing.
Marie abstained?
No, she said yes.
Oh, did she? 7-0, okay. So the meeting's been canceled? There's no reason to adjourn it.
Thank you for the flowers.
Well, you know what? Just for formality, can you call for a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Meeting's adjourned.